It was an extraordinary time for me because I was just a young reporter and I went to Burma undercover. The student said, our revolution will begin at 8 minutes past 8 on the 8th of the 8th of 1988. The interview was recorded in July the 22nd, and the interviews were broadcast on the 8th of the 8th of 1988. The dock workers in Rangoon laid down their tools, they went out on strike, and the rest of the nation followed. Unfortunately, in September 1988, the army cruelly and brutally fired at crowds of unarmed demonstrators, and effectively the revolution came to an end. And I think one of the big differences between 1988 and now is that, as we say, the genie is out of the bottle. Gen Z are light years ahead of the generals. I mean, that's the amazing thing. These young kids are able to wrong foot, they're able to organize online, they're able to communicate with the outside world, they're able to communicate with journalists. So, it's just a completely different world. I set up the Myanmar Accountability Project in order to go after the generals in national courts under the principle of universal jurisdiction. And today we have a case in the UK, we have a case in Indonesia, in the Philippines, in Turkey, and Timor-Leste, where we will bring a case, we hope, at the end of this year. In fact, one very good jurisdiction is France. If we can find a Burmese, dual French-Burmese national in France, we will be able to bring a case. So if there's anyone listening to this who knows of anyone who is Burmese stroke from Myanmar in France, who has French citizenship and who has a family member or who themselves have had an atrocity crime committed against them, please get in touch with me, because we can bring a case in France. I believe that 2025 will be the year of accountability in Myanmar. There are cases all around the world, and there are cases in international fora, the ICC and the ICJ. I hope and I pray that an arrest warrant will be issued for Min Aung Hlaing, that Interpol will put out an arrest warrant, and that he will be arrested. He will be the hunted man that he is. I can imagine the pain, I can imagine the agony, I can imagine the rage and the anger at the injustice and these appalling crimes. The illegitimate junta is committing these atrocity crimes on a daily basis. We're working to bring the generals to justice, and we're working to make sure that your revolution will succeed in all the different ways that it must succeed.